All evil people around you have these signs. Stoic philosophy, Stoicism. In life, we often encounter a wide range of people, some who uplift us, and others who seem to drain us without us even realizing it. These draining relationships can sometimes be disguised as friendly, even supportive, yet they often come from individuals whose toxic behaviors are harder to spot. These individuals might not always be outwardly malicious, but their actions slowly manipulate, control, and even harm us mentally and emotionally. In today's video, we will uncover the subtle signs of these evil individuals around you and how modern Stoicism can help you identify and deal with them. Understanding these signs is crucial for protecting your mental and emotional well-being. And by using Stoic secrets, we can build inner resilience to safeguard ourselves from manipulation and control. Welcome to Stoic in Your Life, where modern Stoicism meets the wisdom of the ancients to help you live a life of peace and strength. Signs you can recognize in toxic people around you. Number 1. Manipulating your emotions. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where someone seems to always know exactly how to make you feel guilty, inadequate, or responsible for their emotions? You might feel as though you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying not to upset them, yet somehow everything becomes your fault. If you've experienced this, there's a good chance you're dealing with someone who is skilled in emotional manipulation. It's subtle, but it can be incredibly powerful. Toxic people often thrive on control, and they know exactly how to push your emotional buttons to get the response they want. Perhaps they make you feel guilty for not meeting their expectations or make you feel small when you disagree with them. They use your kindness, your empathy, your desire to care for others as tools to manipulate you. It's as if they have an invisible map to your vulnerabilities, and they use that to their advantage. The thing is, these manipulations can be so subtle that it's easy to overlook them at first. But over time, you may begin to notice that you feel emotionally drained, confused, and even doubtful of your own feelings and decisions. At some point, you might even start to feel like you are the problem rather than them. This slow, insidious erosion of your self-esteem can leave you feeling less and less confident in your ability to think for yourself, act in your best interest, and make decisions that align with your true values. The truth is, when you're manipulated, you're being pulled away from your sense of self, and that is emotionally exhausting. That's where Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of how we respond to external events and individuals. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the essence of what modern Stoicism offers us today, the power to detach ourselves from the emotional turmoil others try to create and focus on what we can control, our own responses and actions. By practicing Stoic principles, we learn to maintain our emotional peace, regardless of how others may try to disturb it. When someone tries to manipulate your emotions, it's essential to pause and assess the situation. Are they making you doubt yourself? Do you feel worse after a conversation or interaction with them? If so, it's time to step back and think about their true intentions. It's crucial to remind yourself that you are not responsible for their emotions or their actions, no matter how convincing their manipulations may be. They may try to make you feel guilty or responsible for their unhappiness, but you don't have to carry that weight. Taking control of your emotional well-being means not allowing others to disrupt your inner peace. Remember, you are entitled to feel strong, capable, and secure in your own decisions. It's not your job to fix others or bear the burden of their emotional chaos. When you reflect on your past interactions, ask yourself, when was the last time someone made me feel like I was responsible for their emotions? How did I feel afterward? Empowered or diminished? This kind of self-reflection helps you recognize the manipulations before they have a chance to erode your confidence. By embracing Stoic wisdom, you can develop stronger emotional resilience, You can protect yourself from falling into the trap of emotional manipulation, and more importantly, you can take back control of your peace of mind. It's a skill worth mastering, and you have the power to do so. You are the only one who can define your emotional responses, and once you realize that, no one can manipulate you into feeling anything less than your best. Number 2, not happy with your success. Toxic individuals often disguise their jealousy behind a mask of indifference, but beneath the surface, they find it difficult to share in the joy of your success. Instead of feeling happy for you or celebrating your achievements, they may subtly try to undermine your accomplishments, making them seem less impressive or worthy of attention. This behavior stems from deep-rooted insecurity and personal inadequacy. When they witness your progress, it triggers feelings of jealousy and self-doubt, and instead of using it as motivation for their own growth, they feel threatened by your success. Rather than appreciating the hard work and determination that led you to where you are, they focus solely on their own perceived shortcomings. For example, they might dismiss your accomplishments with comments like, "Oh, that's nice, but I'm sure it wasn't that difficult," attempting to downplay your efforts and make you feel like your success was easy or undeserved. These kinds of remarks are designed to minimize your achievements and distract from the hard work you've put in. It's crucial to recognize that this behavior is driven by jealousy and a desire for comparison rather than genuine support. Such people are so fixated on competing with you that they forget the importance of celebrating success in others. Their backhanded compliments and sarcastic comments are not a reflection of your worth, but a manifestation of their own inner conflict. As you continue to succeed, they may intensify their attempts to belittle your progress, hoping to diminish the pride and satisfaction you feel. It's easy to feel unappreciated or invalidated by their negative energy, but it's essential to remember that their behavior speaks more about them than it does about you. Over time, the constant barrage of negative comments can erode your confidence, leaving you second-guessing your accomplishments. However, Stoic philosophy offers us powerful tools for dealing with this kind of toxic behavior. It teaches us to focus on our own growth and not let the actions or opinions of others dictate how we feel about ourselves. Instead of looking for validation outside ourselves, we can celebrate our wins, big or small, with quiet confidence and a deep sense of self-pride. Toxic people will always exist, but it's important to remember that you don't exist to please them. Embracing Stoic secrets like resilience, self-discipline, and emotional independence will help you rise above the negativity they bring into your life. By focusing on what you can control, your actions and your mindset, you can preserve your inner peace and continue to grow, regardless of the criticisms or dismissals you may face. Life is not a competition with others. It's about focusing on becoming the best version of yourself. Keep your focus on your path, and let the opinions and negativity of others wash over you like water off a duck's back. When you embrace this mindset, you become unstoppable. Number 3. Using compliments to manipulate. In today's world, we often encounter individuals who seem overly eager to praise us, showering us with compliments that appear harmless on the surface. However, when examined closely, these compliments can sometimes be part of a toxic strategy designed to control and manipulate. Flattery, as it's commonly called, is a tool that toxic people use to gain power over others, and it's essential to recognize when compliments are being wielded in this way. While it might feel good to be praised and admired, we must be aware of the intention behind these words. Toxic individuals use compliments not because they genuinely believe you are exceptional, but because they want to make you feel indebted to them. In fact, these compliments are often exaggerated and insincere, strategically placed to serve their own selfish interests. For example, a person may tell you, "You're the best person I've ever met," just before asking you for a favor. At first, it feels like genuine admiration. But when you dig deeper, you realize that they are trying to manipulate you into saying yes. making you feel obligated to comply with their request. Their goal is to make you feel special and appreciated, which creates a false sense of dependency on their approval. When they achieve this, you may begin to seek their validation more and more, leading you to prioritize their desires over your own. Recognizing the use of compliments as manipulation is crucial to protecting your sense of self-worth and maintaining control over your decisions. I've found that when we seek validation from others, particularly those who don't have our best interests at heart, we weaken our own judgment. Stoicism teaches us to rely on our own inner strength and self-awareness, emphasizing that our value is not contingent upon the praise or approval of others. By adopting this mindset, you can free yourself from the hold that these toxic compliments might have over you. Modern Stoicism offers a powerful framework for maintaining personal integrity. It reminds us that we are responsible for our own worth, and no external force can diminish it unless we allow it. By practicing this philosophy, you can build resilience against manipulation in all its forms, including the deceptive use of compliments. You become less vulnerable to the emotional pull of flattery, which means you can remain focused on your own goals and values. Instead of feeling the need to please others, you learn to recognize when someone is using praise as a tool to get what they want. This understanding empowers you to make decisions based on your own principles, not on a desire for approval. In the world we live in today, where social media amplifies the need for external validation, it's even more important to stay grounded in the principles of Stoicism. People today often exchange compliments as a means to gain influence or attention, whether it's a friend, a colleague, or a stranger on the internet. Understanding the difference between genuine appreciation and manipulative flattery can save you from falling into the trap of seeking validation from others. The Stoic approach encourages us to focus on cultivating our own virtues, knowing that the true measure of our worth lies in our actions and character, not in the fleeting praise we receive from others. By practicing modern Stoicism, you can build a solid foundation of self-awareness that protects you from being influenced by those who seek to manipulate you through flattery. Compliments may feel good at the moment, but it's crucial to question the motivation behind them. Are they truly intended to uplift you, or are they designed to put you in a position where you feel indebted or controlled? In the end, knowing your own worth and relying on your inner strength will shield you from the toxic power of manipulative compliments, helping you maintain autonomy and confidence in all your interactions. Number 4. Self-centered and dismissive. Have you ever felt drained by someone who seems entirely focused on their own needs, emotions, and desires while giving little thought to yours? It's like you're in a relationship where your feelings take a backseat to theirs, and it leaves you feeling empty. This is the toxic behavior of self-centered people. You've probably been in a situation where they dominate conversations, always expecting you to cater to their every whim, but never offering the same consideration in return. When you face hardships or need emotional support, they act as if your struggles are insignificant, brushing them off as though they don't matter. When you're celebrating a victory, they remain silent, as if your happiness means nothing. Instead, they view every relationship as an opportunity to gain something for themselves, whether it's attention, validation, or material support. Over time, this behavior takes a toll on your emotional well-being, leaving you feeling emotionally exhausted, unseen, and unappreciated. But here's the truth: you don't have to tolerate this. You don't have to accept being drained by someone who only takes and never gives. Stoic philosophy, which teaches us how to live wisely and with resilience, offers us the tools to set healthy boundaries in our relationships. It shows us how to cultivate connections based on mutual respect, care, and understanding, rather than getting caught in the cycle of self-centered exploitation. When you embrace Stoic principles, you can learn to protect your emotional energy and prioritize your own well-being. You don't have to allow toxic people to exploit your kindness and generosity. Let me give you a modern example. Imagine you have a friend who only reaches out when they need something, but when you need them, they're too busy or uninterested. You're always the one to lend a helping hand, but when it's your turn, they're nowhere to be found. It's as though your worth is only recognized when it benefits them. Does that sound familiar? This is a perfect example of how self-centered people drain the energy out of your life. But why should you accept this? You deserve relationships where people value you as much as you value them. Relationships should be reciprocal, where both parties give and take in equal measure, not where you're left constantly giving with nothing in return. The Stoic path teaches us that we can control how we respond to others. Setting healthy boundaries is not about being rude or unkind, but about protecting yourself emotionally and ensuring that the people in your life are truly contributing to your well-being. So I want you to think about your relationships. Are you allowing toxic people to drain your energy and emotional resources? Are you giving more than you're getting? When you start setting boundaries, you'll begin to notice a shift in how you relate to others. You'll start attracting people who respect you, who acknowledge your struggles, and who genuinely celebrate your successes with you. This shift can lead to more fulfilling, balanced, and supportive relationships that nurture your spirit rather than deplete it. Remember, Stoicism isn't just a set of rules. It's a guide for living a life of peace, balance, and emotional resilience. The Stoic secrets help us create a life where our emotional well-being is prioritized, and where we build relationships that are healthy and enriching. Ask yourself this: does this person truly contribute positively to my life? If not, how can you set the boundaries that will protect your peace? Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to choose who we allow into our lives and how we let others treat us. So don't be afraid to embrace the Stoic philosophy and take control of your emotional health. Protect your peace and cultivate relationships that respect and nurture you. If you've reached this point, you're already aligning with the wisdom of the universe. Reflect on your relationships and the energy you exchange. Now let's hear from you. Comment below with, "I set my boundaries, I protect my peace," to share how you're embracing the Stoic path and taking control of your emotional well-being. Remember, this is just the beginning of your transformation journey. Stay with us because more empowering content is coming your way. Number 5. Exploiting your kindness. Have you ever found yourself constantly giving, whether it's your time, energy, or resources, only to feel drained, unappreciated, and even taken for granted? It's an all too common experience for many of us, and sadly it often happens at the hands of people who exploit our kindness. These toxic individuals don't see your generosity as a beautiful gift. They see it as something to use, manipulate, and take advantage of. They'll borrow things without ever returning them, ask for favors without ever considering the possibility of repaying you, and emotionally lean on you without giving you the same level of support in return. You may notice that they constantly push your boundaries, always asking for more, and the more you give, the more they take. Have you ever felt the guilt of saying no or setting a limit, only to be made to feel like you're somehow failing them? They'll make you believe that you're the only one they can turn to, the only one who can help them. And yet, when the tables are turned and you find yourself in need, they're nowhere to be found. It's a vicious, draining cycle that leaves you feeling emotionally depleted and unfulfilled. This is where Stoic wisdom offers crucial guidance. The Stoics understood the importance of setting firm boundaries and protecting our own energy. In today's world, modern Stoicism still speaks to us deeply, teaching us how to recognize when our kindness is being exploited and how to guard ourselves from these draining relationships without feeling guilty. The key here is not to stop being generous because true kindness is a virtue, but to give wisely. The Stoics urge us to discern when it's time to say no, and not to feel ashamed when we do. As Marcus Aurelius once wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." You don't need to defend your kindness or prove it to anyone. You can still be the compassionate person you are, but it's important to ensure that your generosity is respected, not exploited. Generosity should never come at the expense of your own well-being. It's about balancing the act of giving with the necessity of protecting your inner resources. When you allow toxic people to drain your energy without giving anything back, you deplete yourself, and over time, there's nothing left for you, or for those who truly appreciate and value you. So ask yourself, what boundaries do you need to set to protect your peace? How can you ensure that your kindness is met with the same respect and reciprocity that you so generously offer to others? It's a delicate balance between being the person who gives freely and protecting your own emotional and mental health. Stoic teachings remind us that while we can't control the actions of others, we do have full control over our reactions and our choices. You get to decide how much of your energy you're willing to give and to whom. The decision is in your hands. Now the question is, will you continue allowing others to take from you without giving back? Or is it time to start protecting your peace by setting boundaries? Remember, real kindness is not about self-sacrifice or draining yourself to the point of exhaustion. It's about maintaining your own strength so that you can give the best version of yourself to those who truly deserve it. Take this moment to reflect. Are you protecting your peace, or are you allowing others to take too much? The choice is yours. Number 6. Isolating you from others. Toxic individuals often use isolation as a manipulation tactic, aiming to make you feel dependent on them by severing your connections with others. They plant doubt in your mind, suggesting that your friends or family don't understand you the way they do, and positioning themselves as the only one who truly gets you. They might say things like, "They don't care about you like I do," trying to weaken your relationships and create a sense of dependency on them. These toxic individuals may go even further, questioning the loyalty of your loved ones, making you feel betrayed by those who care most for you. They want you to believe that your relationship with them is more important than any other, subtly making you feel guilty for spending time with anyone else. This creates a cycle of emotional manipulation, where you start to feel trapped, believing that your self-worth and safety are tied solely to their approval. What makes this behavior so damaging is that it targets your insecurities. By undermining your relationships, they destabilize your sense of self-worth, making you feel torn between them and the people who genuinely care for you. They may even pressure you to choose between them and your family, framing it as an ultimatum. The goal is to isolate you emotionally, so you feel unable to rely on others for support, no matter how essential those relationships are for your well-being. These individuals also discourage you from seeking support, making you believe that only they truly understand you. The more isolated you become, the easier it is for them to control your emotions and thoughts. In extreme cases, they may spread rumors or lies about your loved ones, further distancing you from your support network. This emotional isolation is deeply harmful, stripping away the relationships that provide you with emotional resilience. The Stoics, who valued inner strength and wisdom, understood the importance of maintaining healthy, supportive relationships. Toxic people want you to believe you can't thrive without their approval, but Stoicism teaches that our sense of worth should come from our internal values, not others' validation. Recognizing these toxic behaviors early is key to protecting your emotional health. It may be hard to distance yourself from someone who once played an important role in your life, but true strength comes from staying true to yourself and nurturing the relationships that genuinely support you. The toxic person's behavior is a reflection of their own insecurities, not a reflection of your worth. By investing in meaningful relationships and applying Stoic principles, you can break free from manipulation and create a life rooted in genuine connections, inner peace, and emotional strength. Protect your relationships, seek support from those who care, and remember that the power to maintain your peace lies within you. Recognize manipulation for what it is, and embrace Stoic wisdom to reclaim your emotional autonomy. Number 7. Keeping you confused and uncertain. Toxic individuals often thrive on creating confusion and uncertainty, deliberately keeping you off balance to maintain control over you. They manipulate situations so that you're constantly questioning your own perceptions and reality. This confusion wears you down, leaving you uncertain about where you stand with them, often causing emotional whiplash. One moment they may be kind and supportive, and the next, cold and distant, making you wonder whether they have your best interests at heart. They may also contradict themselves or gaslight you, leaving you questioning your memory and thoughts. Over time, this emotional manipulation can cause you to doubt yourself and feel mentally exhausted. Toxic people are notorious for breaking promises without remorse, leading to further uncertainty. They offer hope for future actions only to retract it, leaving you wondering whether they ever intended to keep their word. When you confront them, they respond with vague answers or avoid direct confrontation, leaving you unsure of your reality. Phrases like, "I never said that," "Are you sure you're remembering correctly?" are designed to make you question your own mind and reinforce their control over your emotions. Perhaps the most damaging tactic is how toxic individuals distort facts to manipulate you. They make you feel as if you are always in the wrong, even when you know you are not. They shift blame and twist reality, creating a mental fog that clouds your judgment and decision-making. This confusion erodes your confidence and makes you more dependent on their version of reality. In modern life, this dynamic is not only harmful in personal relationships, but also in work and social environments, making it difficult to assert boundaries and stand up for yourself. In my own experience, embracing modern Stoicism has been an effective way to rise above the chaos created by toxic individuals. Stoic teachings emphasize that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our responses. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By focusing on cultivating wisdom, courage, and self-reflection, I've been able to navigate through the confusion and regain clarity. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By practicing detachment and critical thinking, I've learned to stay grounded and avoid being swayed by the uncertainty others try to impose on me. What I've come to realize is that toxic people thrive on creating chaos, feeding off your vulnerability and emotional energy. By adopting a Stoic perspective, I've learned to detach from their manipulations and focus on maintaining inner peace. I no longer feel the need to react to every unpredictable move they make. Instead, I stay focused on my values and the clarity of my own mind, allowing me to rise above the confusion they create. When you start practicing modern Stoicism, you begin to detach from the emotional chaos of toxic people, reclaiming control over your emotional landscape and finding peace amidst the noise. Building a strong foundation of wisdom and self-awareness is crucial to recognizing manipulation and control in relationships. With a clear mind, you can make decisions based on what is true and good, rather than reacting to the emotional instability of toxic individuals. While it takes practice, as Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By applying modern Stoicism, you shift the power dynamics in your favor, reclaim your autonomy, and live with purpose, unshaken by the manipulations of others. Number 8. Making you doubt your worth. Toxic individuals have a way of making you doubt your own worth, and unfortunately, this is one of the most subtle and insidious forms of manipulation. They don't always come at you with obvious attacks. Instead, they engage in a more covert campaign to chip away at your self-esteem. They belittle your achievements and make you feel unworthy, often in ways that aren't directly confrontational, but still leave you questioning your own value. Their criticisms rarely come with any constructive intention. Instead, they aim to reinforce feelings of inadequacy, making you feel like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough. Whether it's a snide remark about your appearance, your abilities, or your character, They will make sure you feel inferior, as though you fall short in every possible way. Think about the last time you achieved something meaningful. How did they react? Did they belittle it or dismiss it as unimportant? Did they compare you to someone else in a way that left you feeling like you were lacking? That's their tactic, and it's designed to trap you in a cycle of self-doubt, where you feel like you can never meet their expectations. But what's more dangerous is that, over time, you may even begin to believe that you can't meet your own standards either. You might even start to question your own judgment, your own decisions. This isn't just about them making you feel bad. It's about creating dependency on their approval. You start seeking validation from them, even if you know deep down that it's unhealthy. And what do you get in return? More criticism, more doubts, more emotional imbalance. You'll find yourself constantly asking, "Am I good enough? Am I worthy?" As if their opinion is the measure of your value. They disguise their hurtful comments as constructive criticism, but the true purpose is to make you question your potential and your dreams. They'll even try to convince you that your aspirations are unrealistic or unworthy. Over time, this slow erosion of your self-worth can leave you wondering if you're capable of achieving anything at all. I know it's painful, but here's where the Stoic secrets can help. Instead of relying on the approval of others, the Stoics teach us to find our worth from within, grounded in virtue and personal integrity, not external validation. Your worth is not determined by the fleeting opinions of toxic individuals or anyone else. When you realize that your value is intrinsic, based on your ability to live a virtuous life, the sting of their words becomes less sharp. Think about it. Have you ever stopped to question why their opinions even matter? What makes their words carry weight in your mind? Reflect on your strengths, on the things you've achieved, not for their approval, but for your own satisfaction. Don't let their judgments take root in your mind. Remember that you don't need their validation to know you're capable of great things. Embrace the Stoic principles of self-control and inner peace, and begin to let go of the toxic need for external validation. The more you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your reactions, your actions, the less power these toxic individuals will have over you. You deserve to feel secure in who you are no matter what others say. You are worthy, not because they say so, but because you live with integrity, wisdom, and purpose. So, how can you start changing the narrative today? How can you reclaim your confidence and trust in your own judgment, regardless of the toxic voices around you? If you've made it this far, you're already on the right track to uncovering your true worth. Now let's hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below, whether it's a reflection on what you've learned or a powerful slogan that resonates with today's message. If you're committed to embracing your own worth without seeking approval, leave a comment with this: "My value is mine to define." Keep moving forward. Number 9. Disrespecting your boundaries. When toxic people enter your life, one of the most obvious signs of their influence is their disregard for your boundaries. Have you ever communicated your limits clearly, only to have them pushed aside? It feels like your time, space, and well-being come second to their desires. They might intrude on your personal time, ask for favors when you're resting, or belittle your need for privacy. Worse, they may make you feel guilty for setting boundaries, accusing you of being selfish or unreasonable. This is where modern Stoicism can offer guidance. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus taught us that we can only control our thoughts and actions. When toxic people push your boundaries, they make you doubt your right to assert yourself. They thrive on manipulation, using guilt and emotional blackmail to make you sacrifice your well-being for their benefit. They want you to believe your self-care is a luxury you shouldn't indulge in. Think about a time when someone contacted you late at night, knowing it was a time you reserved for yourself and demanded your attention. How did that make you feel? They act as though your peace is an obstacle to their desires, disregarding your right to rest. Over time, these constant violations erode your sense of self-respect and drain you emotionally. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." True peace comes from within, by understanding your needs and not letting anyone guilt you into sacrificing them. Modern Stoicism teaches us to guard our peace by setting clear boundaries. When you assert your limits, you're protecting not only your time and space but your mental health and self-respect. It's hard, especially in a world where many believe their needs come first. But remember, allowing toxic people to violate your boundaries isn't just sacrificing peace, it's sacrificing your self-respect. You have the right to say no and to take care of yourself without feeling guilty. The Stoics emphasized knowing your worth and standing firm in your principles, including respecting your own boundaries. Next time someone disregards your limits, ask yourself, why should I feel guilty for wanting peace? Why let anyone dictate my emotional state? Your well-being is worth protecting. The Stoics teach us to stay grounded and let go of what we can't control. You control your boundaries, and you have the power to uphold them, regardless of others' reactions. If they become upset, that's not your burden to carry. Reflect on your boundaries today. Are you protecting your time and space, or letting others push you around? Protecting your peace is essential for your mental health and well-being. Number 10. Constantly criticizing and putting you down. We all have moments of doubt, but some people seem to take pleasure in amplifying those feelings. Toxic individuals specialize in constant criticism, often focusing on the smallest of flaws with the intent of making you feel inferior. They don't critique to help you grow, but to chip away at your confidence. No matter what you do, they always find something to criticize: your appearance, your actions, your choices. They magnify your weaknesses while ignoring your strengths, pushing you to question your worth. It's a constant barrage that makes you feel inadequate no matter how much effort you put into anything. While their words may sting, we have the power to control how we respond. Toxic people often don't offer constructive feedback. Instead, they focus on what you did wrong, ignoring everything you did right. Their goal is to undermine your confidence, leaving you feeling as though you're always falling short of their expectations. This creates a toxic environment where personal growth feels impossible, as you're constantly measured against an impossible standard. What makes this behavior so harmful is the way it chips away at your self-esteem over time. Their criticisms, if internalized, can make you question your decisions and abilities. You begin to doubt yourself, even though you know deep down that you've done your best. The more they criticize, the more you start to believe their judgment holds truth, until their voice becomes the one you hear in your own head. Eventually, you start thinking that you're incapable or unworthy, no matter how much you've achieved. In some cases, toxic people may even criticize you in front of others, aiming to publicly humiliate you. Their goal is to make you feel small, not just in their eyes but in front of an audience, reinforcing their sense of control over you. It's a deliberate attempt to undermine your confidence and instill doubt in your own abilities, making you feel exposed and vulnerable. In contrast, Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not determined by others' opinions. We can't control what toxic people say, but we can control how we respond. By practicing detachment, we recognize that their criticism is more about their issues than ours. We don't have to internalize their negativity. Instead, we can stand firm in our own value, unaffected by their judgment. This is a key Stoic secret. No one can make us feel inferior without our consent. As we embrace Stoic principles, we begin to view toxic criticism as nothing more than noise, meant to distract and disempower us. By focusing on our strengths, acknowledging our progress, and ignoring the negativity around us, we maintain our peace. Remember, as Epicurus said, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. The more challenging the criticism, the greater the opportunity for growth. In today's world, where criticism can come from all sides, whether in our personal lives, at work, or on social media, Stoicism offers a clear path forward. By practicing self-awareness and controlling our reactions, we protect our peace and preserve our sense of purpose. The Stoic secret is that we alone define our worth. We don't need approval from toxic people to validate our existence. Embrace the inner strength that comes from self-assurance and keep moving forward, no matter what others may say. Number 11. Always playing the victim. Toxic individuals often adopt the role of perpetual victims, presenting themselves as helpless and innocent, with the world seemingly out to get them. They skillfully shift blame, making you feel at fault for their problems. Phrases like, "Nothing ever goes right for me because of others," subtly plant guilt in your mind, manipulating your emotions and making you feel obligated to fix their issues. They weave stories of their struggles, positioning themselves as victims surrounded by enemies. Their goal isn't to solve their problems, but to gain sympathy and validation for their self-created chaos. A truly empowered person takes responsibility for their life, while the victim avoids accountability and thrives on blame shifting. This manipulation goes beyond words. They play on your empathy, exaggerating their pain to make you feel responsible for alleviating it. Over time, you become emotionally drained, focusing more on their drama than your own life. They guilt-trip you into feeling that you're not doing enough to help, keeping you tethered to their ongoing crisis. In truth, they don't seek change. They want to keep you stuck in their emotional web, avoiding self-reflection. This imbalance can leave you feeling emotionally exhausted, as you're made to carry their emotional burden without having contributed to it. In modern Stoicism, it's important to recognize that you are not responsible for others' emotional well-being, especially when they refuse to help themselves. When toxic people shift the blame onto you, understand that their turmoil reflects their mindset, not your character. Empowerment comes from taking responsibility for your own actions, not absorbing their negativity. This is a core Stoic principle. These individuals will often accuse you of being selfish if you fail to meet their demands, ensuring they remain the center of attention while you neglect your needs. Over time, you may fall into a pattern of emotional exhaustion. The Stoic response is to protect your peace by not engaging with their drama. Stoicism teaches that our true power lies in controlling our reactions. We must act with integrity, refusing to be pulled into their false narratives. By practicing Stoicism, you'll learn to disengage from toxic behavior, maintain your serenity, and live according to your values. When someone tries to make you responsible for their suffering, remember, your peace is invaluable and your primary responsibility lies with yourself. Number 12. Trying to control your narrative. As you navigate life, you'll come across people who try to control how others perceive you, often using toxic behaviors to manipulate your narrative. These individuals spread lies, half-truths, or distorted versions of events to make you look unreliable, untrustworthy, or incapable. It's as if they're trying to rewrite your story to suit their own agenda, not the truth. Have you ever had someone spread false rumors about you, and no matter how hard you try to explain, the damage is already done? These toxic people aim to create division, making others doubt you and undermining your relationships. Their goal is to control how others see you, and to chip away at your self-confidence and sense of self-worth. They might use your vulnerabilities to their advantage, twisting your failures or weaknesses into weapons against you. They create a web of doubt, making it difficult for you to maintain trust and connection with others. You may even start feeling isolated as they manipulate your relationships, trying to dictate who you can trust or associate with. Over time, you might begin to depend on their validation, unsure of who to trust. Have you ever noticed how someone's words about you can start to erode the trust you once had in your own circle? This kind of manipulation can be draining, but it's important to understand that these individuals aren't just controlling your actions. They're trying to control your entire narrative. They want to define who you are and manipulate others into questioning your integrity. A common tactic might sound like this. I've heard things about you. I don't think you're as trustworthy as you seem. Imagine how that would affect you if someone close to you said this, especially if you weren't sure where the rumor originated. It's a classic move used by manipulators to assert their control over your life. Recognizing these behaviors is essential, and it's where the Stoic philosophy provides valuable guidance. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and responses to others. By realizing that these toxic individuals are only controlling your narrative, by manipulating your environment and relationships, you gain the power to reclaim your peace. You don't have to engage with their false stories. Protect your boundaries, and remind yourself that your value isn't determined by others' opinions. The real challenge is not allowing their toxic narratives to seep into your mind. As a Stoic, you know that your perception is everything. If you let others control your story, you give away your power. But if you stand firm in your truth, focusing on your integrity and peace, you can rise above their manipulations. Ask yourself, how much of your self-worth depends on the opinions of others? Are you willing to let someone else define you? In a world full of distractions and manipulation, the most important thing you can control is how you respond. Reclaim your narrative and don't let toxic people rewrite your story. Stay grounded in your truth and others will see you for who you truly are, not as they wish to paint you. The Stoic secrets you've learned guide you toward resilience, clarity, and peace. Your narrative belongs to you, and no one else can change it unless you let them. Stay true to who you are and remember, others' opinions, especially from those who seek to manipulate, do not define you. The power lies within you to walk your own path and remain unwavering in your principles. You've made great strides in mastering yourself. Share your progress by commenting with the tagline, "Own your story, be honest," to let us know how you're applying these Stoic principles to your life. Keep moving forward. Your transformation journey is just a few steps away. Number 13. Using your emotions against you. Have you ever had someone manipulate your emotions to control you? It's something many of us have experienced, especially with toxic individuals who are skilled at turning your genuine feelings into tools for their benefit. These people often label you as overly emotional or irrational when you express sadness, frustration, or anger. They aim to make you question whether your reactions are justified, creating self-doubt about your emotional intelligence. Have you ever found yourself second-guessing your feelings because someone else told you that you're too sensitive? Here's the truth. It's not about the accuracy of your feelings. It's about power and control. Toxic people use guilt and shame to make you feel responsible for their emotions. Even when their actions hurt you, they'll twist things around to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries or standing up for yourself. They may even accuse you of being cold or uncaring if you challenge their behavior. Over time, this emotional manipulation drains you, keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, where you feel like you need to defend your emotions constantly. It's exhausting. These individuals downplay your emotional needs while inflating their own, leaving you emotionally drained and questioning your own reactions. You might find yourself apologizing for things that were never your fault or trying to fix issues they created. Eventually, you may lose sight of your own feelings, wondering if you're really the one overreacting. But let me ask you, have you ever stopped to think that it might not be you but them manipulating the situation? This is where modern Stoicism can offer valuable guidance. Stoic teachings remind us that while we can't control the actions of others, we do have full control over how we respond. Emotions are natural, but it's up to us to understand and manage them wisely. Your emotions are not weaknesses. They are signals guiding you to understand yourself and your boundaries. So stop apologizing for feeling things. Trust yourself and recognize when your emotions are being manipulated. It's not about being insensitive, it's about preserving your emotional well-being. If someone continually makes you feel guilty for your feelings or tries to manipulate your emotions, it's time to reassess that relationship. Are they aligning with your values, or are they using your emotions to keep you in confusion and self-doubt? Think about it. How much energy have you spent defending your emotions only to feel more drained in the end? Modern Stoicism teaches the importance of emotional clarity and setting boundaries to protect your peace. By applying Stoic principles, you can break free from this toxic cycle and regain control over your emotional life. When you trust yourself and understand the true nature of your emotions, you can respond with wisdom, not guilt or shame. So, I ask you, how will you reclaim your emotional power? Are you ready to stop apologizing for your feelings and start protecting them with the clarity that Stoicism provides? Your emotions are yours to own. No one has the right to use them against you. Embrace this truth and you'll not only reclaim your emotional health but also find greater peace of mind. Number 14. Always trying to one-up you. Toxic individuals thrive on competition, making every interaction feel like a contest. They can't stand being outshined, so they constantly try to one-up you, belittling your accomplishments to elevate their own. Every conversation turns into an opportunity for them to boast, dismissing your successes as insignificant. They might even downplay your hard work, saying things like, "That's nothing, I did something even bigger last year," in an attempt to inflate their own ego while diminishing yours. These toxic people see your success as a threat to their fragile self-image. Instead of celebrating your victories or offering support, they turn every conversation back to themselves, minimizing your achievements to maintain their sense of superiority. Their goal isn't to lift you up, but to stay on top, even if it comes at the cost of your emotional well-being. They constantly make you feel as though your progress is worthless, and that their accomplishments are the only ones worth recognizing. This behavior undermines your self-worth, leaving you in a constant struggle for validation from someone who only seeks to put you down. Rather than fostering healthy competition, they create a toxic dynamic where rivalry flourishes, even when there's no real need for it. You find yourself comparing your success to theirs, but unlike healthy competition, which encourages growth, their behavior stifles yours. By minimizing your achievements, they reinforce the idea that your efforts are unimportant. This creates a dangerous cycle where you feel the need to prove yourself to someone who will never see you as an equal. Their constant need to shine in the spotlight only deepens your dependency on their approval, making it harder for you to appreciate your own progress. The Stoics, however, understood the importance of focusing on internal values rather than external approval. The Stoic secrets teach us that our value doesn't depend on external validation or others' opinions. True strength lies in not needing others' recognition to feel worthy, but understanding that our achievements are for our growth, not for comparison. By constantly measuring yourself against toxic individuals, you let them control your sense of self-worth. Instead of seeking their validation, it's crucial to turn inward and cultivate self-reliance and confidence rooted in your own values. Your worth isn't defined by their approval or need to outshine you. The Stoic path encourages emotional independence, helping you break free from toxic dynamics and embrace your own journey. By understanding the manipulative tactics at play, you can regain control of your self-esteem and prevent others from diminishing your value. Toxic individuals who constantly try to one-up you are driven by insecurity, not concern for your growth. Recognize that their behavior is a reflection of their own issues, not a judgment of your worth. By embracing Stoic principles, self-control, self-worth, and emotional resilience, you can break free from their grasp and create a life where your value isn't dependent on external comparisons or validation. Focus on your own growth, celebrate your achievements, and understand that your journey is yours alone, unaffected by the need for anyone to compete with you. As we've seen, These signs are clear indicators that the people around you may be bringing toxicity and negativity into your life. Recognizing these signs not only helps protect yourself, but also allows you to maintain a healthier, more positive environment. Don't let yourself get caught in emotional manipulation or unhealthy dynamics. Stay alert and grounded in all your relationships. Stoic principles to protect yourself from toxic people. Stoicism offers powerful tools to help us protect ourselves from the toxic people who drain our energy and peace. A core principle of Stoic philosophy is the realization that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control how we respond to them. This understanding gives us the power to remain grounded in our thoughts, emotions, and actions, no matter the chaos around us. The first Stoic principle is focusing on what we can control, our reactions and mindset. Toxic individuals may try to provoke or manipulate us, but we have the ability to choose how we respond. By practicing mindfulness, we can filter out their negative influence and protect our inner peace. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering our reactions, choosing calm over chaos, clarity over confusion. As Epictetus wisely said, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. The second Stoic principle is to maintain calm and composure in all situations. Emotional turmoil often arises from our judgments and attachments to outcomes, not from the situations themselves. Stoicism teaches us to detach from the emotional weight of external events and to approach them rationally. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or uncaring. It's about cultivating inner peace that allows us to avoid unnecessary drama or conflict. Detaching from the emotional volatility that others create helps us preserve mental clarity. Think of it like building an inner fortress that remains unmoved by every storm. The calm we cultivate within helps us see situations clearly, without being clouded by emotion. By choosing not to engage in the chaos others create, we maintain our stability and integrity. The third principle is to invest our energy in what truly matters. Toxic people often drain our time, focus, and emotional energy, leaving us exhausted and distracted. Stoicism teaches us that our resources, especially time and emotional energy, are precious, so we must use them wisely. Instead of investing in relationships or situations that deplete us, we should focus on those that nurture and support us. This includes prioritizing personal growth, fostering positive relationships, and building inner strength. By adopting this mindset, we not only protect ourselves from toxic influences, but also create space for a fulfilling, meaningful life. Through modern Stoicism, we learn to align our actions with our values, investing only in what contributes to our well-being. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." By applying these Stoic principles, we can create a life less vulnerable to toxicity. A calm, composed, and thoughtful approach to people and situations helps preserve our peace and emotional resilience. The modern world can be overwhelming, full of people and circumstances that try to pull us into negativity. Stoicism equips us with the tools to navigate such challenges, reminding us that we don't have to engage in every battle or respond to every slight. Instead, we can rise above it. By cultivating wisdom, courage, and emotional regulation, we protect ourselves from the harmful influence of others, ensuring that our focus remains on what truly matters. In each interaction, we can choose to respond thoughtfully, not with impulsivity or emotional reaction, but with clarity and purpose. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches us that our peace of mind is a treasure worth protecting. In a world that constantly challenges our emotional stability, these Stoic principles help us stay grounded and resilient. It's not about avoiding conflict or retreating from the world, but about navigating life's challenges with emotional intelligence. The practices of modern Stoicism show us that while we can't control others, we can control how we engage with them. By focusing on personal growth and emotional mastery, We not only protect ourselves from toxic people, but also lay the foundation for the life we truly desire. If you've made it this far in the video, I encourage you to leave a comment saying rock solid peace below. It's a great way to show you're applying Stoic principles in your life to protect your mind from the negative influences around you. Take a moment to reflect on these profound teachings and share your thoughts with me. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope these Stoic principles help you stay calm and strong as you continue to grow and navigate life. As we've explored today, toxic people can truly drain your energy and undermine your peace of mind. But by recognizing the signs of their behavior and applying the principles of modern Stoicism, you can protect yourself from emotional manipulation and maintain your inner strength. Remember, Stoic secrets lie not in changing others, but in mastering your own reactions and setting healthy boundaries. It's time to take control of your emotional well-being. Start practicing Stoicism today by identifying the signs of toxic people around you, and use Stoic teachings to create more resilient and healthier relationships in your life. You deserve peace, and it's within your power to cultivate it. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And make sure to turn on the notifications so you never miss any of our upcoming content on Stoic wisdom. Stay strong, stay wise, and remember, Stoic in. Your life is here to help you on your journey toward a better, more peaceful existence.